All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Welcome, everybody, to pre-market prep at the close. Spencer is right here. Paul Collins still on vacation. Today will actually be our final pre-market prep at the close of the week. I suspect, yes, that is the plan, because tomorrow we are doing a special episode during the time slot. Tomorrow from like 3 to 4, we're doing a Bitcoin versus gold debate. So I will not be with you tomorrow at 3:30. So this will be the last at the close of the week, and then we'll be back to normal on Monday. Joel here with myself, and you all get Joel's charts back. I know that I had a lot of people complain that my charts, oh, you're saying my mic was messed up? All right, 1 second. Is my mic good? I'm breaking up a ton. All right, let's try that. All right, is that better? Tell me if that's better. 1 in chat if I'm good to go. 2 if I'm okay. I'll give it a second for the delay to work itself out. I should be good. Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. Okay, so this will be the last at the close of the week. Tomorrow we have a Bitcoin versus gold debate, and and then on Monday Joel will be back with normal charts and all that jazz. In the meantime, I have a lot to get to, because what's going to happen here, this isn't going to be a normal at the close show. I'm seeing a bunch of 1s and a bunch of 2s. 1 in chat if I'm good to go. 2 if I still if my audio still sucks. But it should be good to go. If it's not good to go, that would be disappointing. Okay. What's going to happen is normally, we do market recap, and we'll get to that. We'll get to all that in a second. But before that, I want to start and bring on a special guest doing the rare executive interview at the close today. Cheng Lu is CEO of TuSimple, that IPO'd this morning on the Nasdaq, ticker TSP. And Cheng is actually here joining me now on the show. So I'm going to bring him on. Cheng, how are we doing today?
Great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm still in the Nasdaq headquarters as we speak, and obviously it's a monumental day for us.
You've had a busy day. You've been making the rounds, that's for sure. So real fast, give us the pitch. What is the pitch here for investors on TuSimple?
Yeah. TuSimple, we're a leader in autonomous driving. Trucking, as you know, is one of the largest industries in the world. It's a backbone of what moves goods in the U.S., globally. Everything we touch basically has moved on a truck at one point. In the same time, and the growth of the truck industry is continued growth because e-commerce, on-demand economy, like same day, next day delivery. But at the same time, the truck industry is faced with some challenges: driver shortage, safety, environmental issues. So TuSimple, at the heart of TuSimple, we are an autonomous. We are a artificial intelligence software company, and we're building the most advanced level 4 autonomous driving trucks. And so we're building a holistic solution that can solve some of these most pressing challenges that this very large industry have. And of course, a part of IPO, we I think brought on great investors, and I think it's a testament of their confidence in our leadership, in our team, and in our technology.
So let's ask the obvious question here, and you've been asked a variation of this question several times today. I've already seen.
Sure.
But first, why go the traditional IPO route and not, say, a direct listing like Coinbase or a SPAC like everybody else?
Well, we can't compare with Coinbase. Everybody knows who Coinbase is, right? So, but when we're choosing between SPAC and IPO, IPO is a tried and true process. IPO is a much longer vetting process. We started this process in July of last year. We vetted by partners, legal teams, research analysts, investors, and I think this would differentiate us as we think about the long term. And so really, that's the main reason that we chose the IPO route.
Yeah, I'm curious if you think the fact that you went in the traditional route as opposed to an alternative, if you think that will change how investors or how the market looks at TuSimple.
I think end of the day, it's about execution. At the end of the day, it's about performing. And of course, we're embarked on a mission to solve a very big problem, to really reshape the industry, and there's a lot to do here. So I think if we don't perform, regardless of which route we take, it wouldn't make a difference. But I do think that investors appreciate that we take in the harder approach. And I think the fact that we can bring on really amazing quality investors as part of this process and even price above the range is an indication that.
Here's a question actually from our chat right now. I'm going to ask this over from Twitch. Will you be looking to use your AI for more than just self-driving? Are there other applications for the AI?
Not at the moment. Self-driving is a plenty big enough market, and there's a lot for us to do already. So at the moment, we're going to stick to our guns and focus.
Fair enough. I did read that you've got, I guess, 5,700 reservations for Navistar from Navistar. What exactly does that mean? Does that mean that Navistar has a firm order, a firm commitment to buy those trucks upon production?
No, so the reservations are not from Navistar. They're from large shippers and carriers who use these trucks, to provide freight capacity in their supply chain. Us and Navistar is investor in TuSimple. We have a partnership. We have gone to production. We're in a production program together, and so it's us and Navistar who's making these trucks to be sold to others. And what this reservation mean is, of course it's a priority spot in line to have one of these autonomous trucks in 2024. These reservations are cancelable, but if we don't perform, of course. But the additional benefit is that it allows these reservation customers today to work hand in hand with us, understand how autonomy works. How do we fit autonomy into the supply chain? Which lanes to automate first? How does the terminal layout look like? And how do you do the handoff between human and driver? So you can think of all these issues that come up because it's such a new technology. And so for the early adopters who are reservation customers, they get a front row seat. And today we're already starting to work on that rollout strategy. So that's really what the reservation entails.
Gotcha. Now, you're not the only players in the autonomous trucking space. Of course, you've got Tesla with the semis. You got Google doing, whatever it is that Google does. You got XPeng. So what separates TuSimple from those guys?
Sure. Well, it's a very large market. We do believe we're a leader today. We're the leader. We don't think it's a winner-take-all market. And of course, we respect our competitors. What separates us from the rest is our track record, our technology framework. Since day one, we've been focused only on autonomous trucking. Our technology framework is different. Our hardware partnerships is focused on this. Our go-to-market strategy. And so we look across what we accomplish across each one, because that's all the ingredients required. That separates us. And we've done that with relatively less capital and less resources historically than some others. So as part of IPO, with the more capital, more access to capital, I think that will only accelerate our development and our leadership position.
Yeah, and speaking of the execution and all that, you talked in your prospectus and in press materials about level 4 autonomy. When do you expect to get there?
Sure. To get there at scale, because it goes back to software, hardware, and go-to-market. On the software side, you have to be able to operate a truck from terminal to terminal, which we already demonstrated. Of course, there's a lot more to do there. The hardware side is you have to have a truck that can drive 1 million miles without breaking down significantly, right? And that's our OEM partnerships. And that's a development process that takes several years. Us and Navistar have set a date for 2024. And then the go-to-market is these trucks just can't drive by themselves, actually, despite the name. They actually operate over high-definition map routes. There's terminals, there's operating system. So those things we're also developing in conjunction. And so to get to level 4 at scale with production vehicles built at scale is 2024.
2024, got it. Is that what you would say is like the biggest challenge for TuSimple right now, or is there something else that investors or anyone should know about?
It's a great question. People always ask us what are the biggest challenges or hurdles you overcome,
Yeah.
And our answer is today we don't think there's an RD hurdle. There isn't anything that we still need to figure out. I mean, there's a long list of to-dos. It's a huge engineering and operational project. It requires partnerships, and partnerships are always not easy. So it takes time and resources, and we have to do it very safely. But I can't point to one single thing that says, okay, if we can't figure this out, we're not going to be able to do it. We do feel like we're at the point where this is really just a very large engineering project that we have to spend more time and more resource on.
So, you're obviously a relatively young company, only 6 years old, I believe. The early stage, emerging industry. You gave us a timeline of 2024 on level 4 at scale. I guess like right now, is it fair to say you're a show me story? You guys have to show us.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Right? This is, and you're absolutely right. I mean, but I think the show me part is, look, we're the first company who've demonstrated, only company who demonstrated ability to drive a truck today, but with the safety driver on board from terminal to terminal. So to this day, still no one else has done this. We're the only company who's been invested by not one but two global truck OEMs, and we've gone a production program. We're the only company that has a great set of ecosystem partners that's building out this Thomas Freight network that will allow the sooner adoption of autonomy. So, of course, I mean, the technology is not ready. I mean, it's not ready at scale, but we do feel like our track record in the past of being industry first, of hitting the milestones, most milestones that we set out to do, is indicative of why we had a very successful IPO.
And then lastly, before I let you go, is and you sort of teased it off the top, but like, what is your selling point to these freight companies, these trucking companies? Like you talked about cost per mile, but besides that, like what are you selling them? But aside from the technology, how do you sell them?
It's really the pain points in trucking. Right? It's driver shortage, driver turnover, nuclear payouts, safety, and environmental concerns. Right, the ESG component, fuel efficiency, and across all of them, there are efficiencies that our system can do for them. So it's holistic. For instance, we have one big company they have 10,000 drivers today, and every year they have to recruit 16,000 drivers just to maintain that driver population. So, and the long haul is actually the area that has the highest turnover, the greatest driver shortage, and that's exactly the application that we're playing first. So, it's almost a no-brainer, the amount of the benefit that we can help provide for carriers and shippers.
And then I guess one more. You've got this investment from Sundreams, which is a affiliate of Sina, which CFIUS is reviewing, as they do for all foreign investments. Have you been given a timeline on when that could be finished? And then I guess the conclusions are either the U.S. government's good with it or they're not. But have you been given a timeline on that?
Well, we were just given the notice in early March. The intent is for us to do a joint voluntary filing to CFIUS to review this transaction. And this, again, CFIUS is a committee of foreign investments into the U.S. So Sina, in this case, being the foreign investor, as you said, and TuSimple being the U.S. company. And this is a review of a particular transaction that happened a long time ago, 2017. Usually there's a 45-day review period, and the outcomes, as you said, either it could be, okay, this is not an issue, or maybe some change in corporate governance, or the Sina has to divest. And so we believe that over the next, call it several months, we think that this will come to a resolution.
Cheng Lu is the CEO of TuSimple, ticker TSP. Cheng, congrats on the IPO. Like I said, you've been busy today. You've been busy, so I appreciate you taking time out to talk to us today.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that. The rare afternoon interview on the At the Close show. So thanks to Cheng. Smash the like, guys. If you want more of those, I'd be glad to do more interviews. And we do them on SPACs, we do them on PreMarket Prep, we do them on Power Hour. Would be glad to start doing them throughout the day, even on this show, if that's what you want, because we work for you. So smash that like button, and we'll have to check back on TSP here. I'm going to keep an eye on it, try to look at it every few months, but obviously, all these early stage companies, it's so too soon to tell, guys. It's too soon to tell on all of them, and that doesn't just go for these guys. That goes for all of them. That even goes for a company like Space, Virgin Galactic, right, which kind of got lost today. I was a little bit surprised, I have to admit. Let me pull up my Benzinga Pro and show you guys the chart, at least on my screen. But Surprised to see Virgin Galactic get hit the way it did. I guess investors are very sensitive right now. Producer AB, who's in here in the background under the name Rohan for some reason. I'm going to change your name, man, so you don't have to worry about that. Producer AB, are you in Virgin Galactic at all, or what's going on there?
I am not, Spencer. You know, we talked about this earlier on Power Hour, and you know, we always talk about insider buying being a good sign to buy a stock, and kind of vice versa. The insider selling is just a big red flag for me. Which Luke brought up a good point that not always it means, you know, terrible things. I mean, he mentioned that Richard Branson could have just racked up a big tax bill and needs to pay some taxes. So there's a lot of things that could be going on. But me personally, no, I'm not in it. At the end of the day, you know, if I'm just being completely honest, I think if Chamath really thought that this is going to take off and do well, then he wouldn't get out of it. But that's just my 2 cents.
Fair enough. And hold on just a second here. SPAC broker is saying Chris Kachi is the best interviewer. Whoa. Hold on. Time out. I take issue with that. Chris Kachi, it is time for a competition. Me and you for interviewer supremacy. Mano a mano.
I don't know. Did you watch my interview with the Excello CEO today?
Oh, now you need to be in this too? Is that what you're saying?
Let's leave it up. Let's leave it up to Zinger Nation, baby.
Oh my God. I cannot deal. I know Chris is a good interviewer. Chris is good. Don't get me wrong. But we're here. That's all I'm saying. Maybe I'm sure everyone here thinks they're the best interviewer. Truth be told, Jason, I'm sure thinks he's the best. Luke thinks he's the best. I think I'm the best. Chris thinks he's the best. So maybe one day we'll do. I don't know how we even would go about doing that. But we can try to figure out a way to.
We would need a control subject, so the same subject gets interviewed by all of us.
Yeah.
See who gets the most out of who can break the subject, who can get the most out of them.
Yeah, no, yeah, and it had to be blind, right? Like not it would have to be not live, and so no one could see, like a secretive thing, and then we just play them all. I don't know, man. That's hard. So subjective, and in my subjective opinion, I'm the best ever. So, all right, back to the market here. It's a good day, guys. We're up pretty much across the board. I see mostly green on my screen, with the exception of energy, with the exception of banks, but tech is back in the green. And it's just a good day. I mean, the indices are all up at new highs. Bitcoin came back a little bit. Good to see that. Ethereum back to new highs. Oil is up. Even gold. That's how you know. Even gold is up today, guys. That's how you know it's a good day. AB, what's on your radar here? What are you watching?
We were watching a lot of different stuff. I mean, we went through the kind of the classic retail stocks that we've been looking at for the past few months, like Fubo and stuff like that. Fubo was getting hit today, which if I was looking to get into Fubo, that would be kind of enticing. Let's see. Let me give that.
Really? Here. This would be enticing to you?
Well, I'm saying today because it's down 8% or whatever. You know, I mean, if I was like
dude, don't be a hero. Come on, don't be a hero. Don't be a hero.
Yeah, that chart doesn't look good. That chart looks kind of ugly.
Don't be a hero. You know what they call this? A downtrend. That's what they call that. That's a technical term, everyone. Downtrend.
Yeah, a lot of smart traders that I try to learn from that they won't, you know, they're like, don't try to catch the bottom. Just wait till you see that uptrend back up, and then you can try to get that once it starts curling back up, which we obviously haven't seen with Fubo yet. But you know, I'm trying to think of outside of that. I brought up a stock earlier on Power Hour that I really like, which is Vici Properties. It's a REIT, a real estate
Wait, what's
company.
the ticker on that one?
Vici, VICI.
Is it commercial, residential? What kind of real estate?
They own some like golf course properties, but they also do some
interesting.
You know, like resorts and casinos of that nature. Like I think they own a big resort casino out in Vegas with some like golf courses attached, which, you know, it's kind of like the recovery plays are a little played out. I agree, but this company has some strong financials. And speaking of, you know, uptrends, downtrends, uptrends, this stock's looking good. If you go to the year chart, it's just been steady cooking. And I know we've talked about how there's some studies where once a stock hits a 52-week high, the data's out there that's going to kind of keep going up. People think like, oh, it's played out. It's already been going up for hitting the 52-week high, and they're timid to get into it, but it's actually a sign of strength.
Yeah. All right, wait. We can't go a single day without looking at Coinbase. That's like the new rule. Is we have to look at Coinbase every single day. Not great. Doesn't inspire a ton of confidence. There's the overnight session there in blue. Maybe I can make that less jarring, but doesn't inspire a ton of confidence. Again, this is why they priced that, or not priced it, but they gave that reference price. They put it so low down at 250 to give them the breathing room here. But yeah, interesting that Coinbase is down and Bitcoin is up. Let's see how my Coinbase. Oh, that's weird. This is my Coinbase IPO watch list. Look at that. That is strange. That is very strange.
It's very mixed. Well, what I'm seeing just looking at that real quick is that all the direct sympathy plays of Bitcoin, a lot of them are down between Can, Ecos, Diginex. An outlier there is Hive blockchain, which that's green. But then the other, like AMD isn't necessarily as direct of a sympathy play to Bitcoin, but it's obviously used in the crypto mining process, their processors, their chips.
Yeah, I mean that's true. There are degrees of sympathy here, right? AMD, Tesla, Nvidia, PayPal have a lot going on, and Square too, for that matter. Riot blockchain, on the other hand,
It's just Bitcoin, right? So it is interesting to see. So you said Bitcoin's up today?
Yeah, Bitcoin is up. Bitcoin is in.
I don't know if I've ever seen those Bitcoin stocks as far as Mara, Riot, SOS. I don't know if I've ever seen them trading down so hard on a day where Bitcoin is up.
Yeah. There's some interesting divergence here. Let's go to the chat. I want to know what's on your guys' radar today. There's
I see PLBY in the chat. Let's check out.
I saw that too. I just want to look at the earnings calendar real fast. Not much on the earnings calendar. Wait, I'm on the wrong week. What am I doing? Not much on the calendar after the close today. JB
we have Delta?
No, that was this morning.
We report.
So they reported it was kind of the same thing. It was the fourth straight quarter of losses, but they said that they actually returned to profitability in March. So let's see how Delta's doing here. Let me zoom out so the chart's easier to see. So they said they returned to profitability in March. Let me go to a daily. This is stupid. Down 3% on the day. They signaled that demand is coming back. Revenue per available seat mile is coming back. But overall, it was just another quarter of losses for Delta. I think they lost. I don't remember the numbers now. $2.5 billion, top of my head, but it's dragging down the whole reopening trade today because you see American is down with it. You see Spirit Airlines is down with it. Even like the cruise lines are in the red. So it's kind of dragging down the whole reopening trade, and that jives with what we're seeing in tech because like tech is up, and these two things are kind of inversely correlated. So
something I think that's like so interesting to look at with the airlines is which ones are back to their pre-COVID levels and which ones are still like working their way back up there. Because I think Southwest like surpassed its pre-COVID levels.
Yeah, it did.
And it's interesting that they've been able to do that, and the other ones, for the most part, haven't.
Well, it probably has to do with how much capital they had to raise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember off the top of my head who issued new debt, who diluted shareholders the most. I'm sure like this is why. I bet you Southwest has the strongest balance sheet of the bunch. They are by far, if you go by market cap, they are by far the largest airliner in the U.S. Not even close.
Really?
Yeah. Southwest is huge. The market cap is like, what, 90 bill, I think, top of my head.
Well, I wonder if another thing that's been helping Southwest recover is that they don't do as much international travel as the other airlines. They really focus and stay mostly domestic.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So, if with the European travel and all this stuff, we still have these restrictions where they're like, oh, we don't want you Americans coming over to Europe or, whatever. So if Southwest is able to kind of just keep their planes in the country, fly around the country, then that's a big thing.
Great point. All right, someone in chat is saying they quit stocks in favor of Dogecoin.
Financial accountants and financial analysts everywhere are just shaking their head at that.
Well, what about you? Are you in the doggy coin?
Actually, full disclosure, I bought some
Yes,
Dogecoin like a
yes, I
while ago.
knew it.
No, a while ago. But I sold like I like if I were to hold on to it, I'd be like a Doge millionaire now. But I don't. I was in it like back in like January on that initial. You see that tiny little peak right there in the middle of that chart?
Okay, so wait, where? That was April.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So wait here. But if I zoom out though, here that's a 1 month. This is a 3 month. So that.
Yeah, that's where I sold. I bought.
I don't remember where Mitch and I were talking one morning. It was early. It was before pre-market prep. We were just talking, like shooting the shit, and Mitch told me to buy Doge. I think it was here, and it was like 5 cents or whatever. He was like, dude, you should totally buy Doge, and I was like, ha ha ha, very funny. I'm pretty sure it was around the whole GameStop shit, which was right here. Yeah,
it was around the same time because I remember, there was just like all that craziness going on and whatever, and I was like, I mean, I'm not gonna put anything past this market. I'm not gonna put anything, I'm not gonna just shake it off anymore because if I would have done that I did that with GameStop. I didn't touch it, and I was like, shoot, I missed out on that. Didn't want to do it with Doge.
Yeah,
Made
but
a few.
Yeah, but also I know myself. Like I know I would have sold. Like let's say I had bought it here, I know I would have sold it. If not on this downturn, I would have sold it here.
Right, and then you'd be kicking yourself now.
Definitely,
So.
there's zero chance I would have held this thing to now. Zero. I just know I wouldn't have done that. So, okay, Kesha on air. Would you buy Nvidia now?
I was just looking at that comment, and honestly, yes, I would. But like long term, like right now, it's like I would expect a small down. I mean, because it's just been ripping the past 3 days. Like I could see it dropping down to like 630 tomorrow or 630 next week. But in 2 years, do I think it's going to be at 750, 800, 100%?
Yeah. So I guess the question here, Kesha on air, is why are you buying it, right? Why would you buy it? You're buying it for a trade. You're buying it for like a short term, like a day trade, like a trade for today or tomorrow or this week, a swing trade that for a month or 6 months, or for a long term position. And those are 3 completely different things, and therefore the answer will be different, right? Because if you're buying it for, like the setup on a trade is different here than a setup on an investment.
Right.
If you're asking about an investment, a long term investment, I would say just go ahead and pull the trigger. Generally speaking, the best time to make an investment is now. General rule of thumb, not always right, but general rule of thumb, because stocks usually go up. Keyword there, usually. But a trade is a whole different ballgame. And let's look at a shorter term chart of Nvidia here to see if we. We're at what does it matter? We're at all time highs. What does it matter?
You still have to. I mean, we need a time frame to make a judgment on that. Like you said, in an investment, like you're gonna hold it for 20 years. Yeah. I like it. If you're gonna buy it and try to sell it tomorrow, maybe hold off on it.
We're gonna be at the close here in like 20 seconds, so that went by fast, guys. If you haven't already, smash the like button. Producer AB is in office, in studio with us here.
D-Town, baby, Detroit.
That no one calls it D-Town, man.
Oh,
it's the D, which is weird, but that's what they call it. The D.
The D.
Or,
I'm in the D.
Yeah, that dude. I know it sounds weird to say, but trust me, that's like what. And I'm not a local, so I can chastise them. Like I'm not from here, but that's what they say. They call it the D. There's our bell.
There it
Everyone, great day in the markets. Like I said, unless you're in energy or the banks, but green across the board in the major indexes. Good job, technology. Thank you very much, FANG stocks. Yeah, good day across the board. So that'll be a wrap for the At the Close show. We do have
Spencer. I'm gonna get Joe to kill you if you don't look at the overall market.
I just said green. Every index is green.
But this is what I want to point out. We're getting through that channel, man. We're gonna get through. If we get through this is the melt up.
What is so SPY's at 415 right now?
Yes. This is big moves. Big moves.
Are we gonna see SPY 420?
I was worried about
dude. AB is asking the right questions. Are we gonna see SPY 420 on 420? That's the right.
That would be. I love it. I love it, AB. I love it. You could ask the Cannabis Hour up next.
Yeah,
That's
Cannabis Hour is starting right now. I'm going to hop off this stream. We'll redirect to them, and that'll be it for me today. Everyone have a great rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow. We've got Marcus Highcutter and Jason Rasling on, as we do every Friday on Pre-Market Prep. Smash the like, leave us a comment, do all that cool engagement things, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, AB.
We'll be back tomorrow.